President Trump has never been shy about calling for his political enemies to be investigated, charged with crimes, and of course, locked up.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
But the moment Trump steps down, he loses the special protection from federal criminal indictment that's reserved only for the president. And prosecutors are already sifting through the big pile of evidence that independent legal experts say ranges from questionable to damning. The thing is, if they decide it warrants an indictment, that's not just Trump's problem. It's future President Biden's problem too. He's staking his presidency on healing a divided nation. And if the 70 million people plus who voted for his opponent see their guy getting thrown in the clink, they might not take that well.
Lock them all up.
Biden says the decision will be made by an independent attorney general.
I will not interfere with the Justice Department's judgment of whether or not they think they should pursue the prosecution of anyone that they think has violated the law. But I also
including a former
not
president.
It depends on what happens.
But a decision not to prosecute in the name of national unity raises a different problem. It puts Trump and any former president above the law. That might encourage future presidents to lean into their worst instincts, break rules, commit crimes. Plenty of former prosecutors, including the vice president-elect, say that any fair-minded official would likely come to the same conclusion on Trump: prosecute.
I believe that they would have no choice and that they should, yes.
But the next attorney general would only have a say in what federal prosecutors do. State prosecutors get to make their own call, including the Manhattan District Attorney, Cy Vance, who's already probing Trump's financial affairs. His prosecutors have fought to the Supreme Court to look at Trump's tax returns. They seem to be going deep into Trump's business history and potential campaign finance issues. Trump's former attorney and fixer, Michael Cohen, has said Trump directed him to make illegal hush money payments to women who say they slept with Trump. Neither the White House nor Trump's company returned a request for comment. Cohen's also claimed that the Trump family business fiddled with the valuations of its assets for insurance and tax purposes. There are also civil cases. E. Jean Carroll, a former magazine columnist, is suing Trump for defamation for denying her allegation that he raped her. And 1,000 former prosecutors say that former special counsel Robert Mueller's final report presents enough evidence for a federal indictment against Trump for obstruction of justice. Remember, Mueller's team didn't reach a final decision about whether Trump broke the law because it's DOJ policy that a sitting president can't be indicted anyway. This raises speculation that Trump might try to pull a Richard Nixon and resign early, and then get a preemptive pardon from his future, former Vice President Mike Pence. But that wouldn't save Trump from the Manhattan prosecutor, who's investigating potential state crimes. Whatever happens, when you ask former prosecutors about this, they say if anyone is going to charge the President of the United States for the first time in our history, the case has got to be airtight.
Will have to be ironclad, because otherwise we'll be playing right into the president's narrative that the Democrats have sought to undermine democracy, not to support it. We're in a really difficult spot because if prosecutors decide to pursue a case against him, they run the risk of falling right into his narrative that this is a witch hunt, that this is people who are after him, who've always been after him. On the other hand, if we don't prosecute him, then we are running the risk of defying this very central principle that no man is above the law.
Trump is still the loudest voice in his party, and he's likely to remain a potent political force for years to come. Even becoming a convicted felon would not, technically speaking, prevent him from running again in 2024. And now that Florida has given convicted felons the right to vote again, he could even vote for himself.